the anxiety level, it's a little high today. Have you guys been watching the weather and seeing all these storms go through Mississippi and Alabama? It's gonna be Friday for you when this video comes out, but right now it's Thursday and they're predicting these storms to hit this afternoon sometime. I have a few fears in life, like most people do. Storms and tornadoes, they're up there for me, along with spiders. I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. Tim's not here, and so I have to go through our emergency bins. We keep a couple plastic totes around hurricane season, and we keep like some toilet paper in there, some batteries, flashlights, radios, canned food, things like that. It is, let's see, it's 10:30 right now. We have a little bit of time to go through the things we have. If we need to, we can run to the store real quick and get any last minute things. Let's go ahead and just take a look at what we have, because I haven't opened this bin and it's been months. Oh my gosh, let me show you what we're working with. Here's our coat closet. I'm not proud of it. It's kind of packed. Coats that we only wear a few months out of the year, or not at all. These are too small for storing now. Anyways, I gotta get in here and get to this tote on the very bottom. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Oh gosh. I'm actually glad I'm doing this because there's a lot of stuff in that closet that I need to pull out for the garage sale we're doing. So we're like killing two birds with one stone, as they say. All right, we have this toilet paper. We all remember the toilet paper shortage of 2020, right? So I had Tim go and get some one time. I don't even know, it was months ago, like when it was hard to find toilet paper. And he brought back this Scott's toilet paper. Look at it. It's see-through. See-through. This is like -20 ply. I don't want to use this, but we decided just to keep it because there might be an emergency. Hang on. Looks like we don't have a ton of food in here, but one thing we do have is Bush's vegetarian baked beans. When we first moved to the South, we had to start preparing for hurricane season, and we really were kind of clueless on what to put in this box because we'd never been through a hurricane before. We didn't prepare for this kind of stuff because in the Midwest, when you have a tornado, you just have a tornado. It just comes, and so there's no preparation time or anything like that. We have a bunch of plastic bags. I think the thought behind this was like if there's a hurricane or if there's any kind of flooding situation, we'll need some bags to keep things dry, or I don't know. I feel like plastic bags would come in handy in an emergency situation. So we have some. This was one of our first hurricane purchases when we moved here. It's this emergency crank radio. It has, is that a USB? Yeah. It has a USB port on it, like a little thing for audio. I don't know what these other ones are, but I'm sure they're useful for something. But it's a full radio, and then it's got a flashlight on top. And then this is a solar panel, but it just opens like this, and then you just crank. We did have to use this. Our first hurricane here, we did use this because we didn't have power for 2 or 3 days, I think. I don't remember what my thought was behind these, but we have them. A couple more things with toilet paper. The good stuff, the Cottonelle. Here's some, ooh, let's check and see if these are expired.
Nope, nobody like those.
Sliced carrots. Expires September 27th,
Nobody
2021.
like those. Ew.
You like carrots.
No.
You will if we don't have anything else to eat. All right.
Good.
All the mashed potatoes we could ever dream of. So we got April, May, and June of 2021. So these are going to have to be used before hurricane season. We'll keep them for the spring, and then we're going to have to replace these. We got kidney beans and pinto beans and green lentils. One there. And then we have this little box here. Alright, some hand warmers in case it gets cold. These are expired. Do these really expire? What happens when they're expired? They expired in 2017, so do they just not get hot anymore? A bunch of these little wet ones packs. These are also expired, but like, what does that mean? There's some antibacterial in it, so I guess that means they just don't really sanitize. I'm glad I'm going through this because a lot of this is expired, so I guess we need to replace a lot of it. Ooh, something else we didn't really think of, but dish soap.
Dish soap.
Just in case we need to wash some dishes or wash whatever. We got a camping lantern. We have a lighter.
Yeah.
Just in case we need to make a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have, oh my goodness, we have this little pocket Sorry game. You know what, I feel like Tim got this when we took a cruise. Actually, I think it was on our honeymoon cruise. We took a cruise and he played this game on stage and he won. And he got these little pocket games and this was one of them. But it has this tiny little game board. Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I think we're missing a color. Can you see these tiny little pieces in here? I mean, they're so tiny. These are the little Sorry pieces. But they're magnetic and they stick to the board. Anyways, something to pass the time in case we don't have electricity. We also have Phase 10 and Uno. A couple more flashlights. A couple batteries that are corroded, so we'll need to replace batteries. We've got a nice little Hello Kitty word find. Some paper in case you want to play, like, I don't know, what would you play? Hangman or something? And a pen. Let's make sure the pen still works. Yep, we're good to go. And then this was useful. I don't remember where we got this, but it's an American Red Cross hurricane checklist. I know this isn't a hurricane, but I'm going to treat it like one just because we keep this box year round, so it's the same situation. I guess if we were to lose power, you know, we would be in the same need of all of these things. I will say, one good thing about this is with all the rain coming, it'll wash all the pollen off the car. This is not like an emergency thing, but I think we might have to get this anyways for a fun activity. Well, we could be here a while. We're back home now. I didn't show very much at Target because it was a madhouse. You would have thought there was a hurricane coming because people were, I don't know if they're just hyping this storm up or what, but like people were really taking it seriously and the store was just packed. Story, she's napping. She went down late, but I'm hoping she falls asleep in like the next 20 minutes because according to the radar, it looks like it's supposed to start getting pretty ugly here in the next, I don't know, half hour to an hour. And the trash hasn't come yet. Actually, I think I hear the trash right now, which is awesome because I was hoping they'd come before the rain got real bad so I could go get the trash can and bring it back inside. But let me show you what it looks like. We have a light drizzle right now. It's not too bad. The deck is getting kind of wet, but it's not anything crazy. It did get significantly darker and more cloudy here in the last 20 minutes, I think. So we're gonna keep an eye on it and just be prepared. Here's an idea of how my brain works. I told you, you know, storms, tornadoes, it's a fear of mine. The way my brain works is I think of the worst possible scenario. So like, let's say a tornado comes right down our street, takes off our roof and our whole house is blown apart. I mean, I'm not hoping it'll happen. I don't want to manifest that. I think, okay, if I'm going to lose my house, if I'm going to lose everything that we've worked for, what are the things that I would be most upset about losing? My wedding jewelry. This is from my first Mother's Day. It's like a mother of pearl S necklace that I adore. So I'm gonna put all of my nice jewelry on, my nice watch. I've got my computer. I've got Stories, what do you call this? Baby book. I got Stories baby book. I have Stories. This isn't a baby book, but it's more like a box with little compartments where you can put like her hospital bracelet, her pacifiers, all like her first like, little memory things. So I have all of that. I also have old Lou over there. And then tennis shoes right there. I'm preparing to run. If I gotta run from something, I want to be able to go. So I've got, you know, my yoga pants, my athletic wear, and I'm prepared to throw those tennis shoes on my feet, grab Story, and go wherever I have to go. Because at the last minute, that's what it comes down to, me and Story. So I want to be able to do that. In the most mild of situations, we're prepared to lose electricity for a day or 2 or even 3. So that's why I have this plastic tote with all of the things that we, you know, I'm going to call them necessities, the things that we need to get by for a couple days. That's what we got. So I showed you everything in this tote this morning, but here's everything I picked up today at Target. So I have some batteries for our little flashlights just in case we need extra, or our solar, you know, crank radio thing isn't working for some reason, or we need 2, whatever. I got extra batteries. I got some of these little handy wipes for who knows what. I got a new box of these individual wet ones. The ones we had were expired, so I'm guessing that just means that the antibacterial wouldn't be effective. So these are fresh, these will work. Also got some more of these, whatever you want to call these, just an extra pack of these in case of disasters. I got this first aid kit. It's got some band-aids, got some ointments, and what have you. Can't hurt to have. I showed you the dish soap that we had, and then I thought when I was at the store, I'm like, maybe I'll just grab a couple of these in case we need them for whatever reason. So I got those. I've got some toothpaste, just to have in there. And then I got some snacks and some food. Got this hazelnut to go. I got this broccoli cheddar soup. I've got this little soup in a can, a sipping soup, sweet corn and roasted poblano pepper. Yum. And then I saw these. These looked really good. Cauliflower quick cup. So you just kind of mix it together, and I guess you can heat it up or not. But you know, when you think of like hurricane snacks or emergency snacks, a lot of them tend to be like not so healthy. So this to me was kind of like a good balance. I'm sure it has plenty of preservatives, but at the same time it is like some vegetables, and I don't know. It seemed like a good thing to balance all this junk out. So I got 2 of these. This one is the Indian vegetable curry. And then I've got a couple of these little cans of pasta, some veggie chips, and then a little thing of vegan mac. I got a couple peanut butters and almond butters. These, we love this. I showed you this before in another video, I think. And then you gotta have your tuna, because protein, right? I've got a couple pouches for Story, fruit and vegetable. And then a couple little sweet treats that are not so terrible for you. And I think, that should be plenty. Again, best case scenario is we don't need any of this stuff and the storm just, goes north and skips us all together. That'd be great. But at the same time, it's good to have this kind of stuff because, like I said, we do go through hurricane season. So if we don't need it this time, I'm just going to put it in this tub and then put it away. That's the good thing about preservatives, is it keeps it fresh for, sometimes it seems like too long, but in an emergency, It'll be fine. Here's another thing I was going to mention. Anytime we get any of these like extra little packs of cutlery from restaurants, I save them, and then I'm going to put them in here just in case we might need silverware or like to eat that mac and cheese or soup or whatever. It's nice to have these little disposable packs to put in here for that. Truly, I don't think hunger is going to be a thing that we have to worry about, because let me show you where we go in the case of a tornado. When you walk through the front door of our house, it's right here. So you walk in and then you can go to the right over through the living room, or go to the left and up the steps, or down this little corridor, if you want to call it that. To the right is a bathroom. To the left is our pantry. And if you can see where the pantry is, it's like in the center of the house. So there's no windows around it, even though the door has windows. This is going to be like our safest spot in this house. So, like I said, we're not going hungry. We have plenty in here. But it's the perfect little spot to stand. And if we had to, we could all fit in here and snack on this stuff. I haven't forgotten about the kitty cats either. I do have some canned food for them, and then their dry food is over here in a little container. So I'll put some of that in a baggie and then put it in our tub. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, this is, for the most part, everything. I'll probably put a blanket in here just over the top when I'm finished. But most of all this other stuff we either already have downstairs, or, you know, you can't really put it in a box. Like a rake, a shovel. I don't know how much of that we would necessarily need, but like waterproof plastic storage containers. I mean, we have the plastic bags. We don't really have baby food, but we have pouches, and she can eat the snacks that we eat. We've got the pet food. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much have all this covered. All of our chargers. I've been charging everything all morning. I think that's about as prepared as we could possibly be for right now. Okay, the trash is getting picked up right now. So this is perfect. Thank you. I'm really glad that that got picked up, because I was really freaking out about my trash just like blowing all over the street and stuff. So it's 3 o'clock right now. It's 3:08, and I just checked the radar. It looks like the greatest chance for like severe weather is going to be between now and 5 o'clock. So I'm really just waiting for it to start. When I looked at the radar, it looked like it was just coming straight up from the south, versus, you know, when you normally look at a weather map, the weather goes from west to east, or some variation of that. This time it looks like it's just coming straight up from the bottom, which is a little creepy. So I'm gonna go run out there real quick and get the trash can and just bring it closer to the house so we don't have, you know, trash cans blowing all over the street. You hear that? We have our first rumblings of thunder. It is 3:47 right now. I had to light a candle just to kind of chill, because I feel the anxiety creeping. It got significantly darker outside. I don't know if it's going to translate on camera very well, but let me show you like the color outside. Yeah, so you can't really tell on here, but it's very yellow, and I don't think that's because of the pollen in the atmosphere. I think it's just a really creepy, kind of a dark yellow color. Let's go out there and see. Oh yeah, those geese know something's coming. Here they come. They're like, let's get out of here. Or let's get out of the sky. One or the other. I feel like some of you guys probably think I'm a little crazy, but believe it or not, this is actually toned down from how I used to be. Like, it used to be bad. Any sign of something severe, and I was putting the cats in the cat carrier, putting them down in the basement, sitting down there with my backpack on. I think I've matured in my fears, and I'm still overly prepared probably, but I think I've found ways to like kind of keep my anxiety at bay. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of the movie or the book called The Night of the Twisters? Because I'm pretty sure it was 5th or 6th grade. We read the book and then watched the movie as a class. And I will never forget that. That was traumatizing. I haven't watched it since then, so it's been some time, but I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, I have just been terrified of tornadoes ever since. And then, not too long after that, Twister came out in the theaters. And from what I remember, my mother took me to go see it. Maybe she thought that I would get over my fears if I just like watched the movie, but no, it didn't help. Oh my god, Amazon's here. What are they doing? They should be at home. See, this is crazy. See, now this is the part in the storm when it's like it hasn't gotten here yet, but it's close. And I'm starting to think about like all the things that maybe like I should have done, or I still need to do, or did I forget something? What am I missing? So like, how could I have been so thoughtless to order something that I knew was going to get delivered today in the middle of this storm? Now I feel like a huge jerk. I'm over here like doomsday prepping, and Amazon's out here delivering these stickers that I got for Story's Easter basket, which I may not have to worry about if we're all taken away in a tornado. I know, I'm being dramatic, but like, this is the way my mind works, people. Like, it's morbid in here sometimes. That did remind me though, I was going to put together Story's Easter basket, or like start to, just to kind of like take my mind off of what's happening outside. But clearly, I didn't even get that far because I didn't even start doing it, and it's time for Story to wake up. We have this patio umbrella leaning up against the screened-in porch out here. Do I need to move this? Like, is this going to be okay in this corner, or should I, like, bring it into the patio and lay it down? I don't know. Still just some rain. I looked at the radar again, and it's like scooting up right underneath us. This is why I hate weather. It's so unpredictable. You just don't know you don't know if it's gonna go right up over you, past you, if it's gonna skip you, if it's gonna take a hard left right before it gets to you, or is it gonna take a hard right and come right at you? You don't know. Nobody knows. Okay, I have to get it together because I gotta go get Story. And I can't let her see me sweating. So, I'll check in a little bit. Hopefully it won't get too nasty. The good thing is, this is happening in the afternoon and not like middle of the night or like the wee hours of the morning, because that happens a lot, and you can't fall asleep, or you wake up early and you have to go downstairs and bury yourself in the pantry at 2 a.m. Okay. Watch all this happen, and then we get sprinkles. But then, on the other side of that, if you don't prepare, that's when disasters happen. It's less than an hour later, and we have blue skies. This right here is why I always say never trust the weather in the South, because as much hype as there was on these storms, We didn't get anything. We didn't get more than a drizzle. We did not even get a downpour. So, but if I didn't get all worked up and get prepared, I mean, something worse would have come through. So I still feel good that I prepared for the worst. And now the next time we have a storm, which I'm sure we'll have because it's springtime and we usually have several, we'll be prepared for it because we got our box full of snacks. We have our emergency first aid kits and all of our flashlights and all our stuff. So that's one less thing I'll have to do later. After a storm, when the sun comes out, what do we always look for? What do we look for in the sky, Story? Rainbows. I'll say it for you.
Rainbows.
We're going to end this on a positive note and make some rainbows. If you're wondering how, it's with this. This is probably the easiest recipe ever, but it's just 4 tablespoons of butter. And then when you get that melted, you just dump in your little bag of marshmallows. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. They're pretty much melted, so now I'm just gonna dump in a teaspoon of vanilla. Stir that up. And I'm gonna turn the heat off. And then just dump in your cereal. This is about 6 cups. Does anybody else have like a pan that they use specifically for Rice Krispie treats? Because this is the one I always use. I think this is like 8 by 8 or 10 by 10. It might be 10. But it's just the perfect size if you like your Rice Krispie treats kind of thick. I like them like kind of higher. And that's that. Now we just let them kind of settle and then I'll cut them into squares and boom, they're done. Rainbows. You see the sunshine coming through the window, right? It's just crazy to me. So here it is. It's 7 p.m. and we've got a beautiful sunset that I didn't think we were going to see today. And here's my little hipster who decided to put on my blue light glasses. Look at me, Story. We're gonna go have bath time now and Story's gonna go to bed because tomorrow her daddy comes home. I haven't talked about that too much, just for security reasons, but he's coming home tomorrow. He's been gone for about a month, so we're pretty excited. We have some cleaning to do, some laundry to finish, and then somebody's gonna be playing with her daddy all weekend, so that's really exciting. But I think today was just a reminder that even when you think things are going to be the worst, don't freak out until you need to. And I need to remind myself of that a lot because there's a lot of scenarios that go on in my head that don't need to because you just don't know what's going to happen. And we have to live by that rule every day. We're back inside now because this pollen is just absolutely insane. But I hope it's sunny where you guys are. And if it's not, there's always tomorrow. You should see this video tomorrow, but if it comes out a little later than normal, now you know why. But I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we will see you back again on Monday.